Ta-da! What's up, everybody? Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. You know what it is. Oh my gosh, we made it. Moon in the 12th house, the end of the road. For the moon, it's gotta go. It's impossible. I'm not a singer, but I'm an MC bringer. T2UC, Big 3 Astrology, giving you some information about the moon. See? So what's the moon in the 12th house? It's you. Or are you watching for your spouse, your boyfriend, your child, your friend, your cousin, tu madre? What's the moon? It's your mother. It's your emotions, how your mind emotionally reacts and responds. It's your caring, your nurturing, right? The comfort, your convenience, your feelings, your intuitive nature. It's your family, your breath, your soul. Okay, the moon, it represents so many things. It's muy, muy importante. It can be very psychic and intuitive. What's the 12th house? This is the house of that stuff. Excuse me. It's the house of losses and undoing, but it's more like a loss of energy, right? It's secret, it's nebulous. 12th house is kind of that Jupiter Pisces realm, and Neptune, where it's just like the deep, dark oceans. It's the spiritual realm. It's spirituality, the subconscious and unconscious mind, right? It's isolation, monasteries, ashrams, jails. It's hidden talents, secret bed pleasures, foreign land, foreign travel. But mainly you'll see it for like business, import, export, right? It's not like the 9th house. It's a different version of Jupiter. This is the sensitive side, the spiritual side. The 12th house is magic. It's your dreams, your bed pleasures. And not just the freaky sex, it's also like sleeping, go to sleep, little thing, do, you know what I mean? So the moon here, which is your mother, means a couple things. Oh, and just a couple of these famous people: Bob Marley, Lenny Kravitz, Billie Eilish, I think Harry Styles, Kendall Jenner, is it J.K. Rowling's, a couple of different writers. The guy who wrote, I think Lord of the Rings has it. The moon in the 12th house is no joke. It's very psychic. It can be, depending on the moon, right? If this is a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces moon, it definitely is. Water moon's here, right? Now, the moon is at home in Cancer, where it can be a little bit more emotional, up in its feelings, like a crab coming at you sideways, tripping. Or the moon in Taurus, where it's stable, practical, grounded. That's where it's exalted, okay? So that means it's falling in Scorpio, and then it's detriment in Capricorn. But the moon, when you're looking at it in terms of your mother, right? So let's say this is your moon and you're thinking about your mom. This indicates that, one, unfortunately, you could have at an early age, maybe before 18 or 20, maybe lost mom. Or it could just be mom never really got you and understood you. Mom was traveling a lot for work in foreign lands. Or she was always like in an isolated state. Maybe, depending on you got to look at. This is why I would say tailoretoucoaching@gmail.com. You hit me up to get the chart done. Because it could be moon Pluto, moon Neptune, like all these different things. So mom could have been, maybe she had some mental issues, maybe mom was an actress and was always working, right? I mean, that could be the case. You never saw her. And she doesn't have to be an actress. She could have been a nurse, a doctor, whatever. But when you have the moon in the 12th house, there's definitely a little bit of something where you and mom, it wasn't, and maybe, as the years go on, you become a lot closer and tighter. We're talking about the early years. The moon is those formative kind of, growing up, nurtured to like teenage years, almost to high school, right? When you need all that nurturing, that nourishment, that 4th house energy. So these people love to create in isolation. They can be very private, sometimes very secretive. They can have hidden talents, amazing writers for music and poetry, like think of Kravitz and Bob Marley and Billie Eilish. They can exist in the spiritual realm. They don't really like the world, right? The opposition of the sixth house. They're not worried about the day-to-day routine, the hustle and bustle. They're more like, I sing when I want to sing. I paint, I dance when I want to dance. I'm over here. And let me tell you something. If you're not super spiritual or notice you have some like intuitive or psychic gifts, then you got to meditate 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day. And we should all do that anyway, let's be honest, okay? I want you to know, just like I say, drink your distilled water, bebo agua es muy importante, especially in the summertime when it's hot. But the moon in the 12th house, wow, you're not always here. You're in hidden places. You're in the isolation. You are the Buddhist monk. You're the guru, the shaman. These people can be great therapists, psychologists, counselors. You can have, sometimes you might not be, I don't want to say you might not be the best mother, but you might find having a child to be stressful or a burden. Now you got to look at other placements. So don't, come on and comment and be like, I got kids and I love my kids. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it can emotionally feel, because of the inconjunction from the 12th to the 5th, that it's difficult for you sometimes to create, or it's difficult to have children. All right. It's difficult for you to attend classes in college when you just want to kind of just chill. Okay. You also can overly be nurturing your marital partner, right? Because you might choose someone and you might be like, like you feel like you weren't properly nurtured. So then you're going to like overly, because it's in conjunction to, that 7th house, right? I mean, so you could really be in a place where you have sudden, marriages or sudden, and not necessarily going to be a divorce, but it's the emotional status of your partner could go up and down in terms of how you deal with them. Okay. Now, it's trining the 4th and the 8th, right? So these people could be very much into the occult knowledge, to secrets, to hidden things. They could be great politicians or, work in a foreign land, right? Because you can emotionally be in tune and can reveal or pick up on other people's, like their secrets. You just know. You're like, oh, they're trying to do this and that. Okay, boom. I'm going to call Taylor to your coaching and figure that stuff out, right? You can be very spiritually connected to your grandmother, your ancestors, okay? You might move around quite a bit. You could be born in Maryland and then move to Detroit. You could be born in Japan and move to Paris. Whatever it is, born in California and move to Philadelphia, born in New York and move to, Illinois or New Mexico, Santa Fe, whatever. The moon in the 12th house gets emotional stability when they have quiet, when they get some isolation and they can just think and pray and write. These are some of the best writers, you know what I mean? But you could see them doing international trade and business, import, export. You could see them being really good with the whole crypto stuff. There's a lot of things that the moon in the 12th house can do. Of course, acting and music and writing, right? I mean, they could, and this is why you have to get the chart done, because if they've got Neptune here and then they've got Jupiter in the 5th or Venus in the 5th, and it changes the flavor, and then they want to have kids, you know what I mean? And then they want to be great parents. So you just don't know, right? If they got moon conjunct Mars in the 12th house, they could be really good at Tai Chi, yoga, martial arts, okay? So Did Bruce Lee have this placement? I don't know. But this is what I'm saying. So, and also these people, they can have success, financial success in foreign lands. Like that, easily. You get my drift? So, I don't know. I think the moon and the 12th house people are fascinating. I've had a lot of clients with this, and I've had teachers and therapists and people that are nurses and all run the gamut, but they're just all brilliant, fascinating people. And, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got a bad situation with mom. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm just looking at the moon in the 12th house, not what other planets are squaring, opposing, trining, sextiling it. That's a whole nother story. But please ring the bell, comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe, share me with your friends, your family, your people. Tell them, yo, I know this guy, T2UC, Eric Taylor, Big 3 Astrology. He's dope. He should have his own astrology show on Gaia or Netflix. He's amazing. He's funny. He rhymes. He's right on time, and he shines and grinds, and he elevates and makes all the minds glow. Because he cares about the moon in the 12th house, yo. You were wondering where I was going with that, right? But anyway, so moon in the 12th house. And just make sure, if you're a parent and your kids have this, understand that they could be a little reserved and shy growing up. Give them books to read. Let them, let them take coding classes. Let them write. Give them instruments. Flute, guitar, let them play music. Give them different things to see what makes them feel emotionally comfortable and stable. Because, the 12th house, it can get dark and heavy sometimes, So just understand sometimes, depending on what's here, these people can go through some depression, or they can go through some traumatizing times, or what's in the 6th house, they could have random weird illnesses or sicknesses. Okay, so there's so much to check in the chart and look at, with medical astrology, but you really want to get your chart done, and especially if you're a parent for your child and they've got the moon in the 12th house, and really any placement, okay? So this has been fun. Now remember, the 12th house in Pisces, it absorbs the energy of all the houses previous to it. So this is really, like I said, the end of the road, right? So watch the whole series, even if you got the moon in the 12th or you have the moon somewhere else, get that insight, because you might meet and know people in your family that have moon in different places, but it's all telling a story. And the culmination is here with me, moon in the 12th house, right? And it's poetry. It's magic. It's nebulous. It's sometimes a fog, trouble of discerning things, reality, But these are some pretty brilliant, intuitive, intelligent people. So just love them, thank them, appreciate them, And, hey, I'm always sensitive with moms, so if you lost your moms, God bless you, and hit me up, because I've been taking care of my mom for 17 years, so I know all about that whole thing, okay? God bless you. Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. Check out taylor2coaching.com, my website. I'm doing some updates, but you'll see stuff there. Check out my videos so you can see my new services and prices, and doing live readings and one question readings for $10, only up to 2 questions, so just, $10 or $20. But I've got mini charts, business birth charts, Synastry, solar return, regular birth charts, and I'm here for you, moon in the 12th house. Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. I'll miss you, Moon Series. Get ready, right? It's 2021, but get ready. The new moon, Cancer. All right, Moon. Peace.